everybody, it's Stacy from Stacy's Faith and Stars. Thank you for tuning in to my channel and for continuing the journey with me on our 31 Days of Joy series. We're on day 17. This video is going to be uploaded just a day or so late. I do apologize for that. I kind of got behind on some things and life happens, so forgive me. Continue to comment, subscribe, like, and share so that other people can become a part of the conversation and so that they can become a part of the Stacy's Faith and Stars family. Once again, we just want to start the new year off on a positive note, so share the love and share the joy. Day 17, we're talking about learning from your mistakes, and really this video is going to really be about what prompted me to start the series because 2015, that year for me, it was pretty much a struggle year. Like, I struggled in just about every single area of my life. I struggled in from being a student to being a wife, being a great coworker, employee, even just down to my health. I struggled, and my struggle really started off last year in February. I had a mysterious injury that I thought I was going to end up having to walk with a cane. It hurt to do everything, to sit, to stand, to walk, to get dressed, to sleep. I was just in an excruciating amount of pain. And it was a mysterious injury that just kind of popped up out of the blue. And I was told it was only supposed to take 6 weeks for me to recover from. I started physical therapy. I started seeing a chiropractor. And it was just like, that injury was just relentless. It just would not let me go. And fast forward almost a year later, and I'm still kind of somewhat struggling with it. But to be honest, the God that I serve, when he does things, he does all things well. So I'm not worried at all. I know my 100% total healing is on its way. I'm just going to keep claiming, decreeing, professing, and declaring that over my life. And if you know the words of prayer, if you have a few minutes every day, pray for me. So like I said, last year was a struggle. That was my health struggle. I struggled at work. I struggled at school. And I struggled, worried, and complained way more than I prayed. And for me, I totally regret that, because it was as if I made my troubles bigger than the true and living God that I serve. Instead of me casting all my cares on him and leaving them there, it was like I was carrying this load around, and I was just so weighed down. And I just really wanted to start this year off totally different, and just to encourage other people along the way, because with so many things going on in the news, and in your real life, day-to-day life, you can just get overwhelmed with so much negativity. So I wanted to start this year off with this 31 Days of Joy series, just so we can just remind each other that there is hope, there is love, there is joy, there is peace, and all these things can be found in Jesus Christ. I struggled at work a lot. I have a friend of mine who I describe my situations with an S at work as if I was Daniel in the lion's den. Like, I had all these lions prowling all around me. And I prayed, and God revealed to me, he said, you know what? Just like I delivered Daniel and I delivered him unscathed, I can do the same thing for you. But you have to do something for me. You have to surrender. You have to surrender your mouth. You have to surrender your will. And you have to be still. This is the conversation that I had with God. And that, for me, was one of the hardest things I've ever done, because with this one particular instance at work, I was totally innocent. But it was like this person just wanted to ruin my reputation. They wanted me to get fired. And it was just like, all I want to do is come to work and mind my business, But sometimes it doesn't matter, you can be innocent all day long. But if the enemy is out to get you, then he's out to get you. And it was a learning lesson for me because God told me to surrender my mouth because my mouth was blocking my blessings. He told me to surrender my will and be still because I was raised to never start a fight, but always finish it. And that's been ingrained in me to, never go out seeking, somebody to antagonize, but when trouble comes my way, face it. Stand up, be the woman of God you are, and face it. But sometimes facing that trouble means being still and letting God fight your battles for you. So my advice to you is to just make sure you have a very keen spiritual ear, because sometimes God will tell you to be still, and then sometimes he will give you other instructions to proceed in fighting the battle. So 2015, it was such a struggle. It was I went through at work, and I was just like, God, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of just fighting and feeling like I'm being beat up on all the time at work. And just the other day, God, I was praying and I was thanking God and just praising him for just everything, and especially for bringing me out of those situations at work. And I was just like, you know what? Not only was I like Daniel, but I was like the 3 Hebrew boys too. My enemies tried to throw me into the fire, but not only was I, unharmed, the fire didn't consume me at all, but I didn't even come out smelling like smoke. And the enemies that tried to push me into the flames, they were consumed themselves. And when I tell you that God is an awesome God, he really is. And 2015 taught me that the mistake that I made was to not carry all my burdens and all my cares to Christ in prayer. So what can you learn from last year, or even, this year? What can you learn from? Learning from your mistakes. Be blessed, and remember, let your faith empower you to reach for the stars.